Welcome back to my channel. My name is Victor and I'm a professional astrologer. I have been doing astrology for 20 years. And this channel is for people who are interested in astrology, someone who wants to be deepening their knowledge. And there is no day when I don't do any type of research when it comes to astrology. So in this channel, you will learn stuff that might not be available on other channels, actually, because I tend to be bringing in some of my research into my work, as well as some of the asteroids, which might be playing a significant role in our chart. My aim is to teach you navigate your life with astrology on an everyday basis. So if you like this video, please press like, subscribe to the channel, and also share the content with others who might want to deepen their knowledge about astrology. So today we will be speaking about Mars entering the sign of Libra, which might be a little bit of a challenging position. So in this video, I'm also going to be shedding some light of the natal placement of Mars in the sign of Libra, as well as what we should be expecting from the transit point of view as well. So Mars in Libra has got an indecisive quality. So let's just think about what Mars represents in our chart. It makes us get out of the bed. It motivates us to get going on the day. It wants to get things done. But Libra is all about negotiation with others and considering other people's feelings as well. So this time around, this aspect is very much telling us that we should be choosing what is important to us. Mars wants to go fast, but Libra says, go with someone else. So it is an indication that it's time to make some type of collaborations with others. And we might be coming across with some type of debate with someone because someone else might not want to go as fast as we want to. But Mars is told to actually slow down a little bit and then looking at other people's needs as well. So think about Mars as being the soldier. So the soldier does need to learn how to be a team player because without having any strategy, which is actually the sign of Libra, and without having someone who is going to support our aim and goals, that soldier never going to win. So Libra has got this fair approach. It represents justice, fairness, something quality over quantity, really. And this time around, Mars is reminded that speed won't help to get the justice as we all deserve. Now, because Libra talks about other people and Mars likes acting, so it could indicate actually acting on someone else's behalf, standing up for someone, or just bringing justice to some type of situation in other people's life as well. So we are talking about actually a 6-week period. Mars tends to be spending 6 weeks in a sign, and Libra is an air sign. So air is all about information, so it means that Mars actually, which has got the quality to be able to pry things up, it needs to find the right information first before actually it goes into the battlefield. Now, Mars has got this 2-year transit, so it takes approximately about 2 years to go through the zodiacal cycle. So, and Mars likes shaking things up. It likes creating, in a sense. It's like putting things together, taking them apart, a little bit examining what is going on inside. That's very crucial that Mars actually learns it. Now, I usually describe Mars as a quality is that, think about, you know, like a young teenager who believes, especially in this generation, that the world is theirs. So, you know, I worked with plenty of teenagers when I was a HR consultant. And I was even telling one of my friends that they came to an interview with having headsets in their ears or earplugs in their ears, listening to music, but at the same time answering any type of questions. Because they kind of believe that, Mars kind of believes that, you know, I should be able to climb the hierarchy ladder within seconds and the world is mine and I don't want to be taking any type of instructions from others. Now, exactly this is what Libra wants to teach Mars this time around, that we do need to be looking at other people's needs as well. Now, Mars always energizes. So it energizes your Libra house. For instance, in my case, it's going to be the 8th house. So anything to do with sexuality, anything to do with inheritance and paying debts back, and also conquering my fears could be something which actually Mars spokes here. But Mars always brings a little bit of a frustrations into our life. And because it's a detrimental position for Mars, we should be expecting some type of delays as well with it, especially at the beginning. So meaning that at the beginning, we might like kind of run into walls, and we need to kind of create a strategy how I am going to be climbing that wall over if we want to be actually getting onto the other side. Now, Mars also can represent something to do with your depression as well. And because Libra is an air sign, it could really give us some type of unsettled mind. So maybe Mars is actually reminded to slow down a little bit, rest the mind, somehow to get out of to get out of your head, if possible. So Libra is represented like a scale. So it's about weighing the pros and the cons out. And Mars can be a little bit impatient when it comes to that. So now stepping back might be helping a little bit more actually than kind of rushing that race. You know, it's like running, for instance, right? So let's suppose that you want to be running 20 kilometers today. Right? You need to spare your energy level. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt out very quickly. And actually, Libra helps this time around Mars, maybe to hold someone else's hand and running together, because that might motivate me to get there. So Libra in Mars is very much about fighting for equality, fighting for our own rights, but by caring for others or speaking up for other people's rights as well. But very important that we have all the information, what we need at first hand before actually we make any type of conclusion. Now, Mars is a hot and dry, extremely hot planet. So it does indicate how passionate he can be about something or how hot-headed he might become. So, and Libra is the sign of relationships. So it could show that we might have got the ability to be passionate in our relationship or even working with clients. Mars can represent your anger, and Libra is the sign of justification. Now, in many cases, what happens with Mars in Libra, especially when you have got that in your natal chart, that, you know, you are a very, very cool person who never gets angry. But I kind of don't believe that. Maybe it's an internal anger, or at least there is going to be that last straw syndrome. Mars in Libra tends to get only angry when they feel that someone is not just with them. Mars can, Mars is in a detriment position in Libra. However, you know, detriment is something which we don't necessarily need to be so scared about all the time, because what happens is that planets in detriment learn to function really well under stress. Libra, a planet in detriment is sometimes about actually our greatest talent once we manage to turn those energies into the right course of action. So Mars in Libra is very good in a sense because it's able to see other people's truth as well. Mars is not so self-righteous here. It is able to focus on the social aspects of life also. And Libra is actually quite a traditional sign. So for instance, when it comes to sexuality, which Mars actually represents, so it can be actually waiting for the right circumstances or the right partner to come around. So Mars, another detrimental position, is actually in the sign of Cancer, where it can show that sexuality might be connected to emotions. But in the sign of Libra, it might be connected to the mind. So the mind needs to be stimulated somehow. Mars in Libra is very good to be able to win people over, to get them on your side and actually help you accomplish something. Mars is a lot more open in the sign of Libra to settle arguments. So especially if you have got a legal case coming up, because Libra rules anything to do with justice, as I said. So it could talk about those situations where a judge is making a decision. Now, Mars can help you actually to make a settlement over an argument with your opponent. Libra has got this kind of diplomatic approach to things. So cooperations with others, diplomatic cooperations with others is very possible also. Now, I usually say that, you know, at the end of the day, Libra is anger, and we all have got our anger issues within ourselves. So, and Libra in Mars has got a tendency to deny that temper. However, at one point it will explode, because at the end of the day, this is a detrimental position. So detriment and fall is like something which does not exist. So we tend to be pushing it away from us. But at one point it kind of just, you know, reaches the top. So Libra Mars tends to be mentioning it quite a lot as well, how loving and caring they are. And don't get me wrong, they are. But at the end of the day, Mars has got that primary focus of the self. So me comes first type of attitude. So it's kind of a give and take with that Libra energy. I usually call Libra Mars as like the lady killer charm, while Mars in Cancer is a very much of a macho type of energy. So, but another downfall of Mars in Libra is that it can become exhausted to accomplish something, especially when it doesn't get positive feedback from the partner. So Mars in Libra can be very polite, can be very generous, especially when he feels safe. He can be a great team player, but when in private, he might be a little bit restrained, or actually doesn't want so much of a wildness and rudeness overall. So Mars represents your divine masculine energy, and it's colored this time around with a very feminine energy, because Libra is ruled by Venus. So he is a little bit weakened, and he definitely needs to learn to tap into the feminine side as well. So how to balance out the yin and the yang energies within ourselves. Now, Mars is the planet of aggression. Libra is the sign of relationship. So we can have frustration in our relationship in the next 6 weeks, and which we might need to be negotiating with our partner. Or Mars is the planet of competition, and Libra, other people. So we might have got this competitive spirit that I want to be the first, but maybe we just need to see the other side of the coin as well, that actually there is someone out there who can lead us to victory. Mars is the planet of courage, and because Libra is an air sign, so it loves speaking. So it gives us the courage to speak up about a problem. Mars is the planet of fight. Libra can represent legal matters. So it can give us some strength to fight some type of legal problems. Or Mars higher manifestation is about protection. So you might end up in situations where you have to be protecting someone else in your life. Mars represents your energy level. And Libra, again, a partner. So you can gain energy from someone else. So Libra is a consultancy sign. So it might be just that I'm going to be talking to a therapist who is able to motivate me, and then I kind of revive my batteries in one way or another. Mars represents your passion. So you can be very passionate in your relationship, or you can be very passionate about towards some type of law. Now, it could be because there is going to be a introduction of a new law, and then you really like it. Or it could be the other way around as well. You won't like it whatsoever, and then, of course, you become hot-headed about it. Now, from a medical perspective, Mars can bring inflammations, and because it's a very hot planet, so it can bring heat, especially around your kidney area. Now, from a kinesiological perspective, actually, kidney represents relationship problems. So if someone has got some kidney failure, you know, or kidney stones and all those type of things, that kind of suggests that you have got some anger built up in the relationship department towards someone. Now, it could be someone from the family, and it could be actually in your relationship with a loved one as well. Mars also represents your libido. So it can be a little bit down this time around, especially if there is not enough mental stimulation involved. Now, Mars also represents sport activities. So it's a very good idea to go down to the gym with someone else because that person might motivate you. Maybe alone time is not necessarily the greatest at this moment. Libra hates argument and confrontation, but with Mars being there, you're still gonna find yourself somewhere in the middle. So you might become this mediator who has to be settled in some arguments, maybe between your friends or among your family members and so forth. So this Mars and Libra is kind of learning how to avoid problems, but the problem with this is that it can become so diplomatic at some point that I'm gonna tell everyone that you are right, and that's why I'm gonna get stuck in the middle, and then eventually everyone is gonna attack me. You told me I'm right, you told me I'm right, and then eventually all lands back up on me. So Libra is not the most direct sign because it's all about pleasing others. So Mars here has got the issue whose side to take, and it doesn't necessarily want to take any sides. So it's very important actually that we're gonna tell people that, listen, I don't wanna get involved, right? Even though that's your primary instinct with Mars. So learning to stay neutral might be also a very important keyword for this transit. So remember, Libra is actually something which is warm and moist. So Mars, which is also a hot planet, but somehow that watery energy is gonna cool it down. So it's not as hot-headed. It's basically the masculine expression of Venus. Now, Mars wants to show strength, it cuts, it hunts, it has got a desire to compete, it has got that explosive quality to it, and sometimes it goes into even murder. From a mundane perspective, it is all about war. Now, you know, plenty of war started because of a woman back in ancient times. So actually, this is a war zone as well, what Mars in Libra can represent. Now, I'm not suggesting there is going to be a war, but it could show unsettled communication barriers between countries. And the barrier is coming from the exalted ruler of Libra, which is actually Saturn. So from a mundane perspective, Mars represents military leaders, police, surgeons, engineers, criminals, but something to do with fire as well, something which is actually violent and kind of puts you at risk overall. So we can expect something that there is going to be maybe a protest and the police force has to kind of stand up against it, or maybe there is going to be military leaders also involved. Unfortunately, it could also indicate that the crime numbers are going to start increasing as well. So that's something which we do need to be mentioning. Now, so under this influence, we do need to learn how to do things together, and doing things together is actually better than doing it alone. Working together helps us to achieve our goals faster, and there is that win-win situation involved here. So it's all about finding allies, confront problems with grace, rather than rushing things through. But also imagine kind of like, and this is the reason why I chose the background picture as well. So you can see that it's kind of like a fist. Maybe a fist. I'm trying to kind of navigate myself in a heart shape. So it's like Mars is wrapped around in a velvet kind of glove type of situation. In the symbol on cards, you would see a woman and a man opposing each other, and the woman is actually having her fist held like that, and the man is telling her, come and then, you know, punch me. So there is that element of aggression involved here. So we do need to be actually mindful about it, but it's more on the passive aggression side. Yeah, so Libra is all about harmony. So with Mars, we can actually create situations where I'm going to be cutting that harmony away, or actually I'm very motivated to achieve that harmony as well. And it could also mean on a mundane perspective that Mars, which is actually pushing us or forcing us to do something, to actually follow some of the rules, the legislations, which is the Libra side. So this is my interpretation on Venus in, Mars in the sign of Libra. So if you like the video, don't forget to press like and also share how your Venus, why am I saying Venus? So how Mars in Libra in the sign, so how Mars plays out in the sign of Libra for yourself. Thank you everyone and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.